everyone. My name is David. I am a street photographer and a landscape photographer hobbyist. If you've seen my channel intro, then you've seen some of the photos that I've taken. I love them. They're some of my favorite photos. And I'm excited to show you more as I make more videos for this channel, and hopefully we can grow together as a little photography community. That'd be something that I'd really be interested in proceeding with. I'd say that. So if you're here for the title of the video, we're gonna get to it. So why 50 millimeters is my favorite focal length, or my preferred focal length, right? So a lot of people shoot, just to preface the video, a lot of people shoot in 28 millimeters, 24 millimeters, or they go higher than 50, right? They'll go to, they'll get a 60 millimeter prime lens, 80 millimeter prime lens, whatever it is. And then now remember, the wider you go or the narrower you go, right, depends on the focal length number. Excuse me. So 50 millimeters to me, the first reason why I think 50 is my favorite, like absolute favorite lens, focal length rather, is because it is the most natural, right? So natural meaning it's the closest to the human eye, or it's suspected to be closest to the human eye length. Now here's the thing. The photos that I'm going to show you in this video are going to be, they're all going to be shot in 50 millimeters. It's all photos that I've taken, real world photos, out in the field. And just to give you, a little bit of an example of how I shoot. Now I do shoot other focal lengths. Like I was saying before, I do a lot of wider shots. Mostly I don't do too much narrow work. I might be interested in getting into that this year, maybe. New year, new start. But anyway, I mostly shoot in really 35, 28 to 50 millimeters is like my focal range. That's kind of the range I'm most comfortable with. That's where I started, and that's where I have the most fun. So I'm excited to keep shooting in that.
Hey guys, so just wanted to start with this first photo here. I took this in Central Park when I went there earlier in 2024. I actually took this with my DSLR, not my mirrorless, just FYI. I shot this on f11, and this is 1/100th of a second, and an ISO of 100, just to bring in the light. And you can see it pretty clearly, even though this is a black and white photo. It really captured the light here. You could see it in this one off of the building out in the distance, especially that top part, as well as the light bulbs here on the fountain to the right. This was again, this is in 50 millimeters for our focal length, and I think this goes with what I was saying, that 50 is the most natural focal length, and I think it's definitely visible in this photo. I don't think that anything else really needed to be shown in this one. When I was there, when I looked off to the left, I didn't really see anything else that was worth adding to the scene. And if you look to the right, it's just the right side of this fountain here, and then just a bunch of tourists and people talking and stuff, which would be nice, but I don't think that it works in the context of this, of the story that I'm trying to tell here. As you can see, the story behind this photo is pretty much that it's these two travelers, right? They're kind of parked up next to this fountain woodland area, and then if they can see off in the distance the city. So it's kind of like the separation between rural and urban environments. So that's why I took this photo. But I just wanted to reiterate that point, that 50 millimeters is the most natural focal length. Here is the second photo that I wanted to show you guys. So for this one, I just thought this was really interesting. I captured this when I went out on another trip. What was interesting was I actually set my camera up to shoot, and I was waiting until somebody would come through the arches, and voila, this woman came through, and she was looking up towards the sky, and it works really well because you can see the sun casting a shadow right there on the corner of the staircase coming down to this area here, and it it creates a pretty interesting photo. And by the way, a little bit more about the photo information. This was aperture of f10. 10 stops on 1/60th of a second, and I was at ISO 100 here as well. Just really sunny day. Didn't want to blow out any of the highlights, but keeping it at ISO 100 is going to give you very little noise in your photo. And this is also at 50 millimeters. Again, I think this 50 millimeters works perfectly here, just for the simple fact that the woman in this photo, she really is the subject of the photo, and where she's coming out of the underground here, that doesn't need to be anywhere in the image, and anything really to the right neither. There was a bunch of people that day here, and it was really crowded, but I found this nice isolated spot where she was just looking up straight at the sky, and I think it works great in this photo. And just another reason why I think 50 millimeters works really well. Again, it's not too wide, but it's also not too narrow. On to the last photo. Okay, so this is the last photo I wanted to show you in this video, guys. With this one, we're at, so this is f13, so 13 stops, 1/250th of a second for our exposure time, and our ISO is set at 100. Sunny days, sunny weather. That ISO is consistent across all three photos, but regardless, this is a video about 50 millimeters, so let's get right to that. This one I think this is probably the best example. That's why I saved it for last, for why 50 millimeters is my personal favorite focal length. But this one, I'm right on the shore here. There are so many different subjects, so many different things to capture. I feel this is the best focal length for what I'm looking for here. It's for the best use case. If you can look off into the distance, you can still get to see the bridge. You got two guys fishing, then you have a couple here walking towards me, actually, towards my direction. And if you look off to the left, it's pretty much just the rest of the landmass, and then on the right it is highway, so it's just a bunch of cars, not really interesting, nothing you really want to take a picture of. I do think that 50 millimeters works best in this type of photo as well. The subject here are the people walking. It is that couple on the right hand side there, and everything is it's darker in the distance, and lighter up here, and they're almost like silhouettes, so it tends to draw your eye right over there to the right hand side of the photo, and I think 50 works wonderfully here. If I was at 35, I'd be getting more of the bridge, but then the people would become, insignificant. And if I were to do narrow, then you wouldn't really get to see where they are with such a beautiful sunset here. So I think, again, 50 millimeters does the job here.
So I just wanted to thank everyone for watching this video. And, now you gained a little bit more insight into what type of photography I do, but also what, my favorite kind of focal length. And, that's definitely 50. I think you can tell from this video, but anyway, if you shoot in a wider focal range or a narrower one, let me know what you use. If you use variable lenses or prime lenses, because both have their use case. At the end of the day, you are the tool, right? It's not your camera. So that's what I'm gonna leave you off with. If you just want to share, in the comments below what you use, that would be great. And I'll see you in the next video.